evening, you're watching 7 at 7, the only news bulletin where we curate the day's top 7 stories for our viewers. Right before I hit the headlines, I want to take you through where India stands with its fight against COVID-19 numerically. Let's just take a quick look at the numbers, and I'll put the numbers out there. This is what it looks like. Our total positive caseload right now stands at 76,51,107. We've seen till now 1,15,914 deaths. Let's quickly cut across to the state breakdown. The state of Maharashtra, viewers, continues to dominate with a total case positive of 16,09,516. Maharashtra has seen 1/3 of the national death toll with 42,453. Let's take you to the second state of Andhra Pradesh with a total caseload of 7,89,553 with 6,481 deaths. Number 3 is the state of Karnataka. That's recorded the positive import of 7,76,901, but has recorded more deaths than even Andhra at 10,608. This is what it looks like, just numerically putting it out there, where India stands with its fight against the pandemic coronavirus. Well, there seems to be absolutely no end to the bickering of ministers where the state of Madhya Pradesh is concerned. Mind you, Madhya Pradesh is in the news. 28 seats in Madhya Pradesh are going to by-polls. This time around, the issue of Madarsas has been brought up again by Minister Usha Thakur from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Thakur, in her address yesterday, said all terrorists are raised in Madarsas and called for the discontinuation of government funds to them. She even went on to claim that they had turned Jammu and Kashmir into a terror factory, and Madarsas which don't comply with nationalism should be merged with existing education system. Hitting back at the BJP minister, MP Jamiat Ulema state president had demanded that she be sacked from the cabinet and wants an FIR against her. He added that there is no religion that preaches terrorism, neither doesn't any religious organization.
सारा कट्टरवाद, सारे आतंकवादी मदरसों में पले और बड़े हैं। जम्मू कश्मीर को आतंकवादियों की फैक्ट्री बना के रख दिया था। तो ऐसे मदरसे जो राष्ट्रवाद से, जो समाज की मुख्य धारा से नहीं जोड़ सकते, उनको हमें समुचित शिक्षा के साथ जोड़कर समाज को सबकी प्रगति के लिए एक साथ आगे ले जाना।
जो बयान मेरी नज़र से गुजरा श्रीमती उषा ठाकुर साहिबा का, वो बहुत ही अफसोसनाक है। उन्होंने सीधा मदरसों को आतंकवाद से जोड़ दिया। आतंकवाद का कोई धर्म नहीं होता, आतंकवाद का कोई मजहब नहीं होता, किसी भी धार्मिक संस्था में कोई आतंकवादी शिक्षा नहीं दी जाती। इसी तरह मदरसों में भी कोई आतंकवादी शिक्षा नहीं दी जाती। मदरसों से निकले हुए लोग अमन, भाईचारा, प्यार, मोहब्बत का दर्ज देते हैं। मेरी मध्य प्रदेश सरकार से और शिवराज साहब से अपील है कि ऐसी मिनिस्टर को फौरन बर्खास्त करें और करोड़ों मुसलमानों का जो दिल दुखा रही हैं उस पर FIR दर्ज की जाए।
हमें इस बात को ध्यान रखना चाहिए कि बगैर तस्दीक किए किसी बात को कहना मुनासिब नहीं है। मदरसे जो है आज भी हमारे यहाँ जिस तरह से जो इस्लाम की तालीम देते हैं, इस्लाम की तालीम प्यार की, मोहब्बत की, पीस की तालीम है, नफ़रत की तालीम नहीं है। तो मैं समझता हूँ कि दीन और दुनिया के तौर पर अगर मदरसों का मॉडर्नाइजेशन होता है बहुत अच्छी बात है, लेकिन मैं उन बयानों का खंडन करता हूँ जो मदरसों के ऊपर इल्ज़ाम लगाते हैं।
आज उषा ठाकुर ने जो कहा है, एक समुदाय, एक संप्रदाय, एक शिक्षा देने वाले, उनको इतिहास नहीं मालूम है कि मदरसों ने देश की आज़ादी में क्या योगदान दिया है। उन्होंने जो टिप्पणी की है उस पर क्या माफ़ी मांगेंगे, क्या उस पर खेद व्यक्त करेंगे, या चूंकि उपचुनाव में मध्य प्रदेश में और बिहार में भाजपा की नाव डूब रही, खत्म हो रही है भाजपा, तो इसलिए अब माहौल को सांप्रदायिक और जाति बनाया जा रहा है।
The state of Madhya Pradesh continues to make news. Let's cut across right now to Jyotiraditya Scindia, who has once again pledged that what has gone down, especially in terms of the language used by Kamal Nath, is wrong, and they will fight against it. Kamal Nath's former colleague, BJP Rajya Sabha MP Scindia, launched an all-out attack on the former chief minister. Scindia, who was addressing a poll rally in favor of Imarti Devi, against which Kamal Nath has used derogatory language, calling her an item, said Nath's insult is an assault on the dignity of people of Gwalior. During Scindia's address, emotional scenes were witnessed on the stage. stage, the BJP leader consoled Imarti as she broke down.
परदेसी बाबू आपके धरती पर आता है और आपकी बेटी को बेइज्जत करता है और इस माटी की बहन, इस माटी की बच्ची, इस माटी की सेवक इमरती देवी सुमन की बेइज्जती करके जाए, ये कभी भी हम बर्दाश्त नहीं करेंगे। एकदम कहने की हिम्मत कैसी हुई कमलनाथ?
सिंधिया जी में साहस है तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने तो दरकिनार कर ही दिया, तो छोड़ के नई पार्टी बना के आए मैदान में, पता चल जाएगा कौन कितने पानी में है। अगर वो समझते हैं और अपने आप को इतना बड़ा नेता समझते हैं कि उनके लिए जो दो राष्ट्रीय पार्टियां हैं, कांग्रेस और भारतीय जनता पार्टी, कुछ नहीं है, तो आ जाए मैदान, बनाए पार्टी। पता लगेगा, जमानतें जब्त होगी इनके उम्मीदवार की अगर पार्टी बना दी।
All right, let's quickly get in the latest news break on the same story that is developing, the Election Commission, because mind you, Madhya Pradesh is also going to elections on 28 seats, I beg your pardon, in by polls. Now, the EC has asked Kamal Nath to explain his item comment within 48 hours. 48 hours has been given to Kamal Nath to explain why he used the kind of language he did against Imarti Devi, who is now contesting in by polls. From Madhya Pradesh, let's take you now directly to the state of Karnataka. Is there an open rebellion against the incumbent Chief Minister, B.S. Yediyurappa? Is the BJP house divided when it comes to him? The BJP MLA from Vijaypura, Basan Gowda Yatnal, is on the warpath. All of this after Yatnal said that B.S. Yediyurappa days as Chief Minister are numbered. Now, Yediyurappa's secretary and MLA Renuka Acharya hit back at Yatnal and said that Yediyurappa had done a good job as CM, supported development in the North Karnataka region. An unfazed Yatnal has now launched a counterattack, saying he had worked for Karnataka's development and had not fallen at anyone's feet to become a minister. All of this as the BJP is also mulling issuing a show-cause notice to him today. The MLA will be asked to explain his claims and statements against BSY.
ಬರೀ ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಾಕತ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮದು ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇನ್ನೇನು ಅವ್ರೇನು ಭಾಳ ದಿವಸ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಬಂದೈತಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಗಿನವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸಾಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಉಮೇಶ್ ಕತ್ತಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು, ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಯೋ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಅಂತ. ಮುಂದಿಂದ ಏನಾದ ಉತ್ತರಾಧಿಕಾರಿ ಉತ್ತರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದವ್ರನ್ನ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಾಗ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಾರೆ. और हम ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಾರೆ, इस बार हम उत्तर कर्नाटक से ಯಡಿಯೂರಪ್ಪ के बाद करेंगे ಅಂತ.
ಯಡಿಯೂರಪ್ಪನ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನು ಉತ್ತರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಶಾಸಕರು ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಯಡಿಯೂರಪ್ಪನವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಏನು ಉತ್ತರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಶಾಸಕರು ಏನು ನಿಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಅದರ BJP ಜೊತೆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಡಿಯೂರಪ್ಪನವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನೀವು ಅಗಲಗನಸು ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ಅಗಲಗನಸು ಕಾಣಬೇಡ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಚ್ಛೆಪಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ನಮ್ಮ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದಿನ 3 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಯಡಿಯೂರಪ್ಪರೇ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗಿ.
ಚೀಫ್
All right, let's take you now. The face-off over the farm bills that were passed by the parliament is still brewing. Right before the farmers hit the street again on the 3rd of November on a chakka jam, Punjab had passed the Punjab Assembly passed 3 bills to counter the centre's farm laws. Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh are going to follow suit. On Tuesday, Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot tweeted out saying Rajasthan will follow Punjab's footsteps soon. A special session of the State Assembly will be called in the first week of November. A decision will be taken against the farm laws. Chhattisgarh governor, meanwhile, returned a file from the government seeking permission to convene a special session of the Assembly. This provoked a sharp reaction from Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel. The Chief Minister said they will hold the session at any cost. Punjab Chief Minister Amrinder Singh today said that he met with the Punjab governor over the newly passed laws, adding that he did not fear being overthrown by the BJP, but the laws will remain.
जिथे ताईं गवर्नर साहब का सवाल है, पूरे पंजाब की आवाज़ उन्होंने को पहुँच गई, सारी पार्टीज उत्थे गई सी. He will pass it on to the president. President cannot ignore the will of some of the people of Punjab, of India. और जो किसानी है, किसानी 85% ऑफ इंडिया, कैसे किसानी की व्यूज एक तरफ कर सकते हैं? Oh yeah, I don't care about president's rule. You want to bring president's rule, bring president's rule. You want to sack my government, sack my government. I don't give a damn.
So Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh are going to follow suit, but the question is, can the state of Punjab actually circumvent centre laws? Let's give you on the basis of which Punjab hopes to do that. Number one, Article 25(2) allows states to frame own laws. Number two, law on subjects in concurrent list under Article 254(2). States can use provisions to negate central laws. States need president's nod for own law, however. That is going to be the lacuna in all of this. However, Rajasthan and the state of Chhattisgarh, both Congress-ruled states, are following suit. Meanwhile, let's quickly shift focus. We just gave you the figures out there in terms of what Punjab hopes to do and achieve. But let's quickly shift focus right now on what's happening in the state of Kolkata. Well, the High Court in the Calcutta High Court has come down heavily. It's stuck to its stand where it's not going to allow people to actually enter the pandals in Kolkata. Hearing a petition filed by the Forum of Durga Utsav, a platform for multiple Durga Puja organizers in Kolkata. As per new order for large pandals, maximum number of people to be included in the prior list is 60, but not more than 45 to be present at any point in time. Earlier, only 25 members were permitted. For the smaller pandals, the number of maximum person allowed were 15. List of persons allowed has to be fixed on a daily basis, and it should be put out at 8 a.m. every day. However, the Calcutta High Court still has given no permission for public rituals like Anjali or Shidur Khela. Meanwhile, the dhakis are allowed outside pandals only. No more hearing in the matter will be taken up as the case has now been disposed of. All of this comes in the state recorded 4,029 fresh cases in just the last 24 hours. Welcome back. You are watching our fact check section where we bust certain myths pretending to be facts on social media and other WhatsApp groups. Well, there is a picture floating about which seems to suggest that Indian flag was waved at a Pakistan protest. It's wrong. This picture is manufactured. It's been morphed. Wrong. With that fact check, we're going to slip into a quick break. To stay with us, up next is To The Point. Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.